That's true. That's true. All right, so they have dinner. There's a very cringeworthy spot, Sean, if you recall, where was it? Cindy does like a Marilyn Monroe "Happy Birthday, Mr. President" song.
Mm.
There's some things you can't unsee, man.
She's doing the voice all night. I don't know, but yeah, at least she was on theme though. The 1950s, I think, or no, 60s.
We don't know the theme. She just picked Marilyn Monroe. That's not a theme.
Yeah, she expands many decades. You're right. That's
Yeah.
She's 50s and early 60s.
Aren't you a guy too that you say you should dress up as the costume but be yourself? Like you don't like when people like try to be the character?
Yes, I would agree.
Yeah.
It gets old quick, unless you're like a trained actor.
Yeah. I'm just trying to have a dinner here, man. And you're like, if you came dressed up as Hamburglar and you're stealing my burgers, I'd be pretty upset. Just dress up as Hamburglar, you know?
So the food looked fine. I mean, it was an easy menu, I guess. Now, right? It didn't like.
Yeah, no, it looked good. It was fine.
Yeah, easy.
It was just weird. Yeah, it was basically like family
combo.
style. Yeah.
I mean, all the while, Marcos. Oh, we forgot to mention he while they were sailing, which also, by the way, Charles was underwhelmed with too. He didn't find it majestic. But while sailing, Marcos slips in the cooler or the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Cuts his head. Jeez.
Yikes, dude. Look bad. I've never seen like part of someone's like scalp come off.
Colin just touches it.
Yeah.
I don't think you're supposed to do that, Colin. He's like, I'm an engineer. I got this. Like it's not your. I don't think it's your job to fix his head, but everyone doesn't know my fiance Sarah was watching it with me, and she's a pharmacist, so she has a medical background. She did mention the head is very bleedy. So
Head's bleeding.
Yeah, so anytime you get like a nick in the top of your head, it does bleed a lot. That doesn't always mean it's alarming, but I think I don't know. Wasn't comfortable with that in the blood.
Yeah, dude. Guy was in pain the entire episode, but he basically was just like, "Yeah, don't worry about it." Like, man, like Matt, like his knee kind of hurts for like a minute, and he tells the entire crew 10 times. This guy's just like, part of my head is gone, and I'm gonna make this dinner. So you see the difference between it. And I don't know. I'm harping on Matt. I guess whatever. He wasn't
because he's Matt. You're allowed to.
Yeah, exactly. So Sean, anything else before we kind of go over to guys? By the way, it took minutes to get these people like 5-0 of screen like TV time. It took like 50 minutes to get off the boat. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I guess that's why it was such a long episode, right? Because it was an hour and 15 minutes. But we had a lot of Erica and Charles. They were a tough hang. I guess that's really it, except the tip meeting.
Yeah, which sucked, man. Oh, by the way, here's a question I had: is like docking not hard anymore?
I guess
this docking like didn't exist. They were just like, all right, we're at the dock now, done.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
So all
right, they figured out docking.
All right, but yeah, we got these guys off. They go back into the tip room. Tip sucks. $6,500. Everybody's pissed. I do think that like probably like pre and post, like when Chuck gets off the boat, I think he did like one of the biggest like damages to his, I don't even know what reputation he had, but like it's just going on the show is not good for his brand, which I think he cares a lot about.
I feel like, yeah, because earlier in the episode, we also heard him on the beach say he likes to go to restaurants in New York City and complain about there not being ice in the ice water.
Yeah. Or he wants
That's
ice
what,
in the ice water, or he doesn't want ice in the ice
or
water.
he yells at servers in New York City if there's no ice in the ice water.
How
So
dare they?
well, that's like a weird flex. Like that's his brand though. That's what started that fight mostly, I think.
Yeah.
But
Oh, with
Brent? No,
no,
Rhett.
Rhett. Yeah,
Rhett.
Rhett and his wife. So what was it? Chuck basically like hates on what's her name, Jillian, and then Rhett just goes up to like defend his wife because I think Chuck calls her a bitch, and
Yes.
Rhett's like, "Yeah, man, you're not gonna call my wife a bitch." So good on him. Guy came out looking like a star. That being Rhett. But throughout this episode, Sean, there's three people in life you don't mess with, and I tweeted this out: the person pouring your drink, the person cooking your food, and your wife's hairdresser.
Yeah,
And
it's true.
guy screwed it up with all three. I don't know what vendetta he had, but this guy was poised to look terrible, and he did just that for these 3 days.
Now, John, have you hung out socially with like your hairdresser or barber?
No, but my mom hangs out socially with her hairdresser.
My mom did too. Yeah, it's.
I don't know if it's like a lady thing.
I think I think guys, they want to mix business with pleasure
Yeah,
in that way,
okay.
right? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm a super cuts guy right now.
yeah. Plus,
But
you're like a 20-minute in and out type of guy. I'm
oh
30.
yeah,
I'm 25 minutes in and out. If it's a hairdresser, like you're probably going to them more frequently. They're doing longer things like hours long stuff. Yeah, it's a different relationship.
you do have to be like kind of friends with them or like get
Yeah,
along a
because
little bit.
I can be topical with anyone for 25 minutes, but if I'm sitting in that chair while you're like dyeing my hair or doing this or doing that for what, 2 hours, you got to go be on topical.
Yeah, I think vacation together is a big step though.
Yeah,
I,
it's an easy way to ruin friendships. I tell you.
yeah, Jen, I think you're right though. It's because of the quickness of a guy's haircut. The friendships don't get as deep. Yeah.
Yeah, it's transactional, man.
That's why it's tough for older men to make friends. There's one source you're not getting, the person cutting your hair.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I think is Erica has to find someone new now, right?
Yeah, I think what was her name? Was her name Janelle? I feel so bad
Janelle. Yeah.
So I think Janelle, I think her. So first off, I would imagine Erica has a standing reservation with Janelle. Let's say every Friday at 2:30. Does that sound about right? Right before an early happy hour?
Well, not every Friday, but yeah, maybe
A
like
blowout, maybe? A blowout?
oh, you're right. I forget about those.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, either
You're probably right. Yeah.
Either way, that time slot just opened up. I don't think Janelle's gonna have Erica there anytime soon. I wouldn't. I don't want to talk to these people ever again.
Janelle's probably good. Hey, where are they from though? Because I don't think they're from New York City. That was the confusing part.
No idea.
I feel like everyone on this show is always from like Florida or Texas or California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These kind of seem like California, but I don't know, man. But hey, so these guys are off the boat. Sean, let's get to the part that we really like. All right.
Oh yeah.
All right. Let's get dressed. Let's start drinking a little bit. Let's have a good time. I will say people started to get dressed up for this one. I got really excited for going out to dinner here. Gabriella had a night really, she looked beautiful in this like polka dot dress. Tom had a real Ace Ventura vibe going on. Looked great though. Everybody was just getting up, ready to go out to dinner. Now, Sean, were we going out to dinner were there other people at the restaurant again? I couldn't tell. Just like a single table.
There was, absolutely was.
All
so
right. Yeah.
Real restaurant environment. Yeah, the only person that didn't get dressed up was Colin, who someone said like you look like you're on the boat still. But
Yeah.
that's Colin's a sell the earth guy. He probably has like 3 t-shirts and that's it.
Yep.
Also Daisy, when she's all dressed up, Glenn asks her about like cleaning the chair
Yeah.
or the couch.
She wanted nothing to do with it. She's like, I'm already a drink deep. I can do this tomorrow.
Also, Glenn, why wouldn't you try that while the guests are still on the boat? That way you don't need to bring it up to Eric, to Cindy or whatever, right before you get the tip. Because that's did Cindy skim that tip? Being like, I have to pay for this couch.
I don't know.
I think weird timing by Glenn.
Yeah, not great. But you have to bring it up before they go.
That's true. Yeah.
You know, or else they're gonna say, "Oh, that wasn't there," you know, something like that. Although, be kind of weird because like it's documented.
Yeah, it's
on a
documented.
TV show,
and I feel like they could have tried cleaning it more while they're still on the boat. Because just vacuuming, I knew that wasn't gonna work.
Yeah. So Sean, we go to dinner, right? And let's just say Gary. Let's talk about Gary and Ashley, right? There is something I want to bring up here. Ashley brings up to Gary about how her and Gabriella were having a conversation and how she basically like rats on Gabriella saying, oh, Gary will flirt with anyone. You know, he'll go after anything that responds. And Ashley tries to basically throw shade on Gabriella, but then at the same time goes, well, now that we've established that Gabriella has said this, can we talk about her comment? And is it true? She basically just uses it as a segue for what she wants to get at while also making Gabriella look like shit. But at the same time, Gary doesn't fall for it. And Gary's like, yeah, I don't know. Like he's very non-committal. And then he just starts talking to Daisy.
Yeah, nothing. Ashley's really bad at flirting with Daisy, flirting with Gary.
Yeah, not great.
I think what Gary doesn't like, he likes when girls play hard to get. We said that last season with Allie.
Yeah,
it's Sydney throwing herself at him, and that weirdly turns him off. Yeah. So Ashley and Gabriella, a little tension between the two of them this episode too.
Yeah, there was an interesting point. So you know, Gabriella keeps bringing up that Ashley's not doing work, and Ashley brings up the fact that Gabriella is not her boss, which one of those is they're both facts. Although I guess like isn't Gabriella kind of her boss? Like second stew is kind of the boss of third stew.
I think it's like if Daisy dies.
Got it. God forbid. But yeah.
That's she's the vice president. Yeah.
Yeah. But there was this one part where Ashley and Colin were talking, and like I couldn't tell if Colin was just stirring the pot or if he was just genuinely curious. But he's like, "Oh, are they still doing ranks? What's that about? Aren't you doing the same amount of work? Aren't you? You're third and she's second." Like I genuinely couldn't tell because he was being so calm about it. If he was just kind of menacing a little bit, or he's just like he's in the engineer department. He's like, I don't know what's goes on with these guys.
He's stirring the pot, I think, just for fun. This is pretty hilarious, and it's super easy with Ashley.
Yeah.
Now, was Ashley also jealous of Gabby? Because right before they go out, her, Gary, and Gabby are all like rolling around in bed together. Like I think just for fun. But Gary does bring up a threesome. And you get the Ashley talking head interview where she's like,
yeah,
no way. Like, no. She wants no part of Gabby being there during that.
I guess. I think that's just Gary planting a seed, like an ideal seed, if I were to be honest. But no, that's just Gary. That's season 2 Gary coming out a little bit, man.
I love it. Yeah, but I don't know. Ashley's just really bad at hitting on Gary.
She is really bad at hitting on Gary. It's one of those weird things where Gary doesn't necessarily want Ashley because she's so probably easy to get for Gary. And then Ashley doesn't want Tom because Tom is so easy to get for Ashley.